YouTube / Patreon / BitShoot. Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. Today's video, I want to talk about frequency agents part 2. Yes, frequency agents part 2. So, yesterday, which it really hasn't even been a whole 24 hours yet, but yesterday I had dropped a video called Frequency Agents Part 1. Basically, I was just giving y'all the rundown of people / agents that are sent to your path to monitor you, to watch you, and if not to assassinate you. So I know a lot of people gonna say, what makes these people that's being targeted so special, and what makes them a threat, and all this type of shit. But it's not every single person. It's certain individuals that have a certain frequency. Do you understand what I'm saying? So basically what that means is, if you have a high vibration, like a super high vibration, and it's a word for it. I can't think exactly what the word is, so that's why I'm just using the word frequency / vibration, which is pretty much the same shit. But it's a specific word for what I'm talking about. I can't think of it at the moment right now, but when I do, I'll say it in the next video, whatever. But anyway, if you vibrate on a very high level, most people, they vibrate on high levels from birth, right? So if you vibrate on a very high level from birth, you already being monitored, right? Then it depends on who your parents are, because if you already born with high vibration, that means that either your mother has a high vibration or your father has a high vibration as well, or both. You see what I mean? And usually what happens in that case is that your family will be considered as a statistic, where where things will be placed. Because what people really truly don't understand about frequency vibration, and plus this matrix that we living in currently right now, which is called the third dimension, people don't truly understand what's really going on. And like I always say, it don't matter what fucking color you are, what nationality, what background, you know what I mean? As long as you're a human, you're in a high vibration, you're in a high frequency, you are considered a threat to the government. And why is that? Because with your vibration and your frequency, you have the ability / capacity to break the fucking, don't really want to say break the chains, but you got the capacity to to break the fucking generational curse. There it is right there. So technically you could say breaking the chains, but you got the capacity / ability to break the chains of, the fucking generational curses and the patterns that your family been following, right? So that's why you're being monitored. That's why you are considered a threat. Now the thing about this is, right, some people, they have been dumbed down so low that they don't even know they're being monitored, and they don't even know what power they have. They don't even know their own true ability, because their mind is lost. And then that doesn't necessarily mean they stupid or they dumb. It's more like ignorant, because they've been ignorant / what's the word? Like they've been like sheltered, for example. Like you've been sheltered all your life. And this, for whoever resonates with this, you've been sheltered all your life for that purpose. Now, some people think they've been sheltered because, their parents really care about them. And don't get me wrong, that can be the case. You do have some parents that are aware of what's going on, and they do shelter their children. But, and what I'm talking about in most cases, you're being sheltered because a government agent is watching over your family, and they're using your parents to control you, because they don't want you to find out what your true power is. You see what I mean? They don't want you to access that frequency, that hidden potential, or that hidden power. They call it chi energy or whatever. They don't want you to access that, because if once you access that, you'd be uncontrollable, and you could be unstoppable. So what they would do is, they would send these government agents in your path to monitor you because your frequency is too high. And once they do that, they can use it in either way to control you, or they can use it to, like I said, just basically to just assassinate your ass. And that's what they usually do for most rappers, right? That's why I say they got this fucking dossier. And like I said, Professor Griff talks about this. He's been talking about this for a very long time. They have a dossier, and in that dossier, it has all the names of all the rappers in the last fucking, I don't know, what, 10 to 50 years or some shit like that. Let's just say they got all the names of the rappers in the last 10 years. Let's just say that. It's probably longer than that, but let's just say that. They got all the names of the rappers and entertainers in general, but they really using the rap industry to do this shit. Because you can clearly see it. It's more rappers have died in this fucking century than any other time period. So what they would do is, in that dossier, they got the name of the rappers. They know where you're going. They know where you're headed off to, and things of that nature. And let's say, like I said in the last video, hold on 1 second. So yeah, sorry about that. And if it seems like I'm all over the place with this information, I apologize. But so like I was saying, in this dossier, they got a list of all the rappers. Probably got a list of all the entertainers that's in the music industry right now, because they all have handlers and they're all being controlled, right? But you see, it's been so many rappers dying in the last 5 years, but really in the last 2-3 years, it's been more rappers being killed from gun violence than COVID has been killing people. You see what I mean? But that's a whole different story. So basically, they know where these rappers are gonna be at, what time they're gonna be there, who they gonna be with. So let's say if you Casanova or some shit, right? I'm just using him as an example. Let's say you Casanova, you going to New York. At the hip hop police, they already know Casanova going to New York. So when he get to New York, they already got events staged. They already got a shooting of some stage, or a robbery or some stage. And when I say stage, not necessarily meaning that it's fake, but he doesn't know about it. And they got it staged. Just like King Von. I'm going to use King Von as an example. Rest in peace, King Von. I'm not using his name for clout. Got my own clout. I'm only saying this because he's from my city. I was using Casanova as an example at first because similar situation happened with him, except he's not dead. He's just in jail because of staged events. But like King Von had the album release party, right? And then after the album release party, he was supposed to go back to the Airbnb. But then all of a sudden, his Fugazi manager, Mr. Francois, we know you're a foreigner. We know you're a government agent. We already know this. And shout out to King Rob for exposing this information. But he set King Von up. He had everything staged. He had the car staged in front of the hookah lounge. He had somebody at the top of the building recording, because like I said, like King Rob saying, like a whole bunch of other people say, if you look at the footage, a security camera is going to always have a little white writing at the bottom, like the bottom left. Like, for example, a camcorder. If you have a camcorder, it always has the writing at the bottom left. It tells you the date, the time, and the recording, blah, blah, blah. If you look at the King Von video, when the incident happened, it wasn't nothing like that. It was just like a regular, I'm recording on my phone. It's like somebody was using their phone to record. Like they already had it set up and staged. So like I said, they have a dossier on these rappers. So they already know where they going to be at, what time they leaving, when they coming, who they coming with, where they going next. So they already got stuff staged. Some rappers are smarter than others. Like King Von, he already knew how to move because King Von is from the streets of Chicago. He already knew how to move like a 5-star general. You see what I mean? He knows how to move like a 5-star general. So do I. But the reason why they got King Von lacking is because the dossier and his manager and not everybody that was with him, but most of the people, they was all in on the assassination of King Von. This was already staged and set up because they already know you're going to be at. Frequency agents. That's the perfect example of frequency agents. because King Von was on a high level, even though he did whatever he did in the streets and whatever he did in his past, whatever. But just who he was, how he conducted himself, his frequency was just too high. So they had to get rid of him. They had to assassinate him. Or if your frequency too high, they're gonna throw you in jail, like they did Bobby Shmurda or any one of these other rappers. I'm just using that as an example. But just for regular people, like I say, if you're on a high vibration, and you will know if you're on a high vibration, because things will start to change. You'll start to see things more spiritually. You know, you will be more in tune with nature. You'll be more empathic. You'll be more sensitive to energy, which is pretty much an empath. Things of that nature. You know, you'll start to gain more spiritual abilities. And once you gain more spiritual abilities, your frequency keeps rising and keeps rising and keeps rising. And that sends out an alarm, that sets off an alarm to these government agents, to these secret government agents and shit like that. And that's when they start to monitor you closely, and then that's when weird things start to happen. Like I say, don't make up a story in your head to think that, oh, you talking about me. No, just listen to what I'm saying. So they start to send random people in your direction. And I'm not just talking about random people like when you know, like you go to a cafe and you meet people. No, not like no shit like that. Like just say like random people that's just like awkwardly very, very similar to you. That's what I mean. Like they're very awkwardly similar to you. And you be like, wow, we got so much in common. That's because they already know your background. They know what you like. You know, they know what kind of women you like. If you're a man, they know what kind of women you like. If you're a woman, they know what kind of men you like. You know what I mean? They know what you eat. You know, they know what your favorite color is. They know damn near everything about you. And most of the time, they get this information from us because of the social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 like I already said. And when they send these people at you, these people gonna come at you, you're gonna be like, damn, like this is somebody I've been searching for my whole life. And really, if you really think about it, I'm not just saying this like just to say it, but most people that get together, they usually don't have that much in common. Because you know the famous saying, opposites attract. Where do you think that saying came from? It came from, well, it came from the idea of magnets, how the positive and the negative attracts to each other. So so opposites attract, right? That's where that saying came from. That's where that theology came from magnets. It's the same thing with humans because we have magnetic energy. You see what I mean? We have that same energy as Earth, Gaia, Mother Earth. We have that same magnetic energy. So opposites attract, man and woman. So you meet a man or a female. Like if you're a man, you meet a female. If you're a female, you meet a man. Y'all gonna have some things in common, but most of the things y'all not gonna have in common. But that's okay because that's what makes everybody an individual. If everybody liked the same things and everybody dressed the same and act the same, then being human and being on Earth would be no fun. It'd be completely bland, and it'd be fucking like a boarding school or something because everybody dressed the same, looked the same, acting the same. You see what I mean? So that's the thing about it. Like, so when they send these individuals to you, more than likely y'all gonna have damn near everything in common. Y'all gonna have like 85-90% things in common. You gonna be like, whoa, this is kind of weird. And then just weird things will start to happen. You know what I mean? Like you might hear that your phone might be tapped, or you might see that like it's like white vans sitting outside of your house or your apartment, and because they doing intel on you. Real talk, they doing intel on you because your frequency is too high. And this is not for everybody because so many people on this earth are on a low vibration. And the reason why they send these frequency agents at us as in people who have high vibrations, because 75% of the world is on extremely low frequency F waves. ELF, extremely low frequencies. Most 75% of the world is on a very, very low frequency. So when you have people, the other 25% that's on a higher vibration, that scares the government because they're thinking like, how come everybody else is on a lower vibration and you other 25% is not? That scares them because if you could break out of that way of thinking and that low vibration, then you could help the next person that's on a low vibration. You could help them break out of that and rise up, and they don't want that. You see what I mean?
So that's why they send frequency agents at us to control us, you know. And if they feel like you're too much of a threat, like XXX Tentacion, it would just wipe you out. Like King Von, he was too much of a threat to these people. His vibration was too high, so they had to wipe him out. If they feel like they can control you, or they feel like they can give you money or women or whatever you into, you know, drugs, alcohol, they feel like they can give you that to control you, they might throw you in jail, then they might let you out, you know, they might clone you or something. And they might clone you. Just like I've been said that about Kodak, even though this is off topic, I've been said that about Kodak Black. Like what? Last year or a couple years ago, I said Kodak Black, once they put him in jail, he gonna come back looking different. He gonna be a clone. A lot of people, oh, are you crazy? You know, such thing as the clone lab. And look at the new Kodak right now. That's not even Kodak Black. Come on, man. That's a doppelganger, man. That's a looking like a duplicate, a clone, man. Look how he act. He don't act nothing like Kodak Black. You can go back and study this stuff. That's if you're good at psychology, you're good at body language and reading people, then you can see that that's not the real Kodak. But I was just using it as an example because they know that they can control Kodak with money, drugs, and stuff like that. So they just threw him in jail, cloned him or whatever they did to him, and they put him back out there because they know they can control him. Most people, that vibration is too high that they feel like they can't control, they're just going to exterminate you because they're afraid of you. That's why they send frequency agents.